Hi everyone, joining us around North America. We're excited to kick off our Spring 18 apparel line. So before we get started, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. If you scroll down on the image you're seeing now, you should be able to see a live chat option. So if you want to ask questions during the show, just type them in and we'll collect all the questions together, and at the end of our presentation we'll answer all of your questions. If you have any issues signing into that live chat, our marketing coordinator Shaq's email address is at the bottom. Just reach out to her and she'll give you instructions on how to sign up. So with that said, welcome. We wish you guys could have been here in person to join us for our Spring 18 sales conference, but I think we've got a lot of great stuff and a lot of great stories and product that we can lead you through to give you a lot of success in the field this year selling our product. And so there's a few things I wanted to kick off with before we get into our Spring 18 sales conference. Custom. Let's talk about custom. Yes, that custom. The custom that we had great hopes for and expectations to, but fell a bit short this year. We've gone through a transition, and I want to be really clear about something. When we talk about our new vendor, and of course being on a webinar using air quotes when you say new vendor doesn't come across, is I want to be really clear about who that new vendor is. This new vendor is someone that we've been doing business with for almost 10 years now. They've produced over 1 million units of Sugoi over the course of those years. They've been an amazing partner, and they were always a 1B option that we chose not to go with because of some logistics and duty rate issues. And so we had a 1A and a 1B option, and the 1A option unfortunately had some issues, and so now we're set up and we're ready to go on our 1B option. And so far they've been amazing, and they've delivered the product in the kind of quality and timeline that you guys have come to expect and that we had committed to at the beginning of the year. This will only get better as we move forward, and we're looking forward to your support to really giving you guys the tools to get after the business. So the other thing I want to touch on before we kick things off is our brand. And so our brand is something that we're passionate about and we believe deeply in, but it's something that we hadn't committed a lot of time or energy or focus on. And understanding now about your guys' position in the field and how you guys need that direction and support from the brand to really make your jobs easier and to connect with not just our customers at retail, but our consumers out in the field, we've committed to focusing on the brand. And so I use this image because for me, the brand is that campfire that we all sit around. It's our one truth, it's our one belief, and it's the fire that you guys can dip your torches in to go out into the night and spread our message. And so with that said, we're going to partner with a brand agency called Actual. They're going to interview probably a number of you. They may even ask to reach out to some of your retailers, and we're going to get a firm rooting of back about what our core principles are. I had the pleasure of meeting with Carol Prattner about 2 weeks ago, and she was the original founding member of the Sugoi group. And so she gave me some amazing insights, and I understand where we need to go as a brand moving forward to give you guys the sort of support that you need to be really successful out in the field. So with that said, let's kick off our Spring 18 Apparel Sales Conference. And so touching on the brand is a natural progression to talk about things like our visual language and our color and graphics story. And so in the past, as I'd mentioned, we brought on our director of design, Vic Kang, and he informed me in a really clear terms that our visual language was broken. And what he means by visual language is that he said that we're using all the words, and I think that's a great thing, use more words. And he was kind enough to clarify that using all the words creates confusion. And so what he did to really bring this home for me is he said, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to picture Sugoi as whimsical. And you get this idea of what that looks like with soft undertones and imagery. And then he said, synonymous to whimsical is goofy. And so now I want you to picture Sugoi as goofy. And so what that did for me is it really crystallized the need to create a consistent visual language for us moving forward. And Vic's going to walk you through what that visual language will look like, not just in our design lines moving forward, but also in our color and graphics story. He will also touch on fit. Boy, we've talked about fit a lot over the last couple of years. And some of you that were with us from the early days, got to get acquainted with our fit philosophy. Once again, using air quotes on a webinar, if you have to have a fit philosophy, your fit's broken. And so we've decided to do the hard work and go right back to the scratch beginnings of our block foundations so that you guys can get a consistent fit and have a consistent relationship with your retailers. And what that means is if you're a large, and no matter what you buy from Sugoi, we don't have to have a fit philosophy or a story or anything that put you guys in a compromised position. So I'm excited to introduce Vic Kang, and he's going to take it over from here to give you an overview of what you should look forward to from Sugoi moving forward.
Hey guys, I would like to begin by talking about some of the key concepts we're addressing at Sugoi to create the foundation for making great product. Ian brought up a bunch of different items like fit, the visual language, and I'm going to begin by talking about fit, construction, materials, and wear testing. So the fundamental change to how we go through the design and development of new products has been to create and build concepts for these new styles in-house. This is a pretty big change for us. It's given us an opportunity to create a much more efficient feedback loop that lets us resolve technical issues and ultimately control the quality of what we create. If we know what and how our ingredients are going into our recipe, we control the way it tastes. This has changed how we address such issues as fit, construction, material, and wear testing. Max Feldman, our Director of Development, and his team have been fundamental in creating a calendar and process to let us build and test our concepts in-house. So let's begin by talking about fit. The process to create a consistent and reliable fit story begins by creating a block. Blocks are the simplest starting point, the absolute zero from which all measurements and features are added and grown. So in the simplest terms, this basically means a block will ensure that a size large in a pro fit will fit the same person who buys that as a size large in a semi-fit or a relaxed fit. It creates consistency for your customer and for our product. And what that comes down to is being able to build in-house lets us control how our blocks develop. This is now our intellectual property that we manage. This also lets us control the proper pattern engineering to ensure that our gear moves and feels as it should. So the other big component to making sure something fits and moves right is the construction. The fundamentals of how it goes together affects how it feels, functions, and survives wear and tear. By creating our concepts in-house, we're able to show our vendors exactly what we expect of them. It's no longer a question of what's easiest for a factory or what they're used to producing. It's what's best for our product. So now let's talk a little bit about materials and wear testing. Selecting great materials is always a difficult task. It means identifying and balancing the key properties that best complements the primary use activities, the overall look and feel, and last but not least, the overall life cycle of the product. So being able to create fabric tests from our initial pattern blocks lets us test and evaluate fabrics quickly so we can make informed decisions on what we use. This also applies to wear testing, which is a vital component in finding true weaknesses in fabrics, constructions, and our new designs so that we can constantly make better decisions. By testing concepts we produce in-house, we get immediate feedback to be able to make adjustments that brings more durability, usability, and survivability into the products before they hit market. So that's a little bit of the structure behind what we're doing to ensure some of the consistent benchmarks in fit, construction, materials, and wear testing. And the other side of that is improving and addressing some of the values within our brand. Just creating a recognizable aesthetic that we can all adhere to and recognize as being Sugoi. So the reference images shown in this slide refer to a timeless and aesthetic aesthetic. Basically, the forms and shapes are uncluttered and reinforce the silhouette. So really broad strokes, and using only what's necessary to create functional gear. This next slide is a good example of being bold, strong, clean, and simple. Really highlighting the geometry in these images, angular features that show control and a sense of geometric purpose, recognizing parallel lines and repetitive angles. This last slide shows depth and dynamic images, essentially strong silhouettes that, as you get closer, show more and more detailed, uncluttered shapes with very precise points of focus, and little details and discovery pieces as you get closer and more interactive with the piece. So basically adhering to these principles and developing our technologies through build lets us create recognizable gear that we can trust and believe in. From here, I'll hand it over to Ella, our senior color and graphics designer, to give you an overview of the Spring 18 color and graphics.
Hey, hi guys. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Spring Summer 18 color palette. I want to talk to you about the structure and how we actually came to build this color palette so that you get a really good understanding of what you're selling. The Spring 18 colors are divided into two categories, as you can see. We've got the core palette and the seasonal palette. The core colors are shared between men's and women's and are usually shown in solid bodies, and these colors carry over from season to season. So you've got black, white, coal blue, and then supernova for safety. And then on the other side, you'll see the seasonal colors, and these are broken down further into three categories. We've got men's, women's, and shared. The reason we have the shared portion of the color palette there is to allow you to better merchandise men's and women's so that you can flow one collection through to another on the shop floor. The seasonal colors are updated every season to refresh the collection and have been chosen because they're either past top sellers, they reflect trends in the marketplace, or they convey seasonality. Okay, let's take a look at the print stories for Spring Summer 18. So we've got four main print stories. We have the Aztec print, which is for men in 5 colorways, the mountain print, which is for men and women in 5 colorways, the origami print in 1 colorway, and the brush print in 2 colorways. So first up, we've got the Aztec print. This print expands upon the past success of a print first sold in Spring Summer 17. It highlights tonal coloring and geometric repeats to create bold blocking, and it comes in 5 colorways. Next up, we've got the mountain print, which also comes in 5 colorways. We have the red dahlia, berserker, ocean depth, and black in men's, and we have the ocean depth and azalea in women's. The mountain print references the successful Spring 17 camo print and uses tonal colors to create an ombre style transition. It references a collection of peaks in a broad mountain view. Next up, we've got the origami print, which is seen in women's. This print contains several of the colors from the color palette, so it's easy to merchandise back with several different options. It's an evolution of the successful XO print, and the playful origami creatures are a fun evolution of a traditional polka dot concept. Okay, lastly, we've got the paintbrush print, which is a women's print. This print is a dynamic single color application that creates a modern camo effect. It can be printed using sublimation or roller print format, which gives us the versatility to create texture on several different surfaces. Okay, now I'm going to pass you over to Terry for our key stories for Spring 18.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm going to sort of walk you through some of the key stories that we're going to talk about today. And we're going to kick off with a little bit of bike. We have a new mountain collection this season. Talk a little bit about core bottoms in bike. Then we'll move on to custom, talking about some elite product development and identifying differences between customers and consumers. And then some new accessories. We have a new cooler collection. So on our mountain collection, it was really time to round out the collection, which means last year when we launched and tried to dabble a little bit more into the mountain collection, it really wasn't a full collection. We had to kind of sub with some pieces. What we did was we really took a step back. We did a lot of work on our road in bike in 2017. So this season, with the growth in the mountain space, we wanted to make sure that we had a really good round collection, a really good collection to round out what the mountain space meant for us. So Rob will get into that a little bit more in the bike to talk about what Pulse and our trail collection now looks like. Core bottoms and bike, we had a really successful launch of our core bottoms program in 2017. It had a significant impact on the number of units we sold. We really did this to own space at retail, and you all did a great job of making sure that that was executed really, really well. But now we want to maintain the space that we're holding within retail. So as I get into sales programs later on, I'll talk about our continued sales program we'll have around that. We won't be as aggressive as we were in 2017 because we don't need to be, but we want to make sure that we're continuing to tell that story. Core bottoms for us is really the biggest driver in sales for us in the spring summer time, and we want to make sure that we continue to execute that story properly. And then we'll also be looking towards our long-term plan, as we spoke about last season, is that we are really making sure that we're looking at 24 to 36 months for our core bottoms, really preferably 36 months and sometimes beyond. So how we're going to continue to focus on those core styles as our key business drivers going forward. And then custom, Gary's going to get a little into some of our custom that we've been working on. One of our really exciting stories is our elite product development with teams, and really looking at how we're handling our Halo product and some of our key products in that will be inline or stuff that will just be simply within the custom realm, and utilizing our athletes that we have with teams like Silence to do this athlete development or this product development. And how that's going to roll out into our bike line going forward. And then we'll also be identifying the differences between what is a consumer and what is a customer. We often roll those two terms together, and it's really understanding the differences between the two. And then we have some new key accessories for this season, but our biggest story is our cooler collection. Rob's going to go a little bit into what that looks like, introducing really a new collection that's focused on sun protection for athletes. So as we go through the day's agenda, you guys were sent this information, but just as a reminder, if you need to ask any questions, please make sure that you type them into the chat window by logging into any Google account, or you can email questions to Shaq. And what you'll see is below the presentation, you'll see her email address, but here it is again as well. And so again, the description is below the video. Then we're going to get into bike and accessories. So Rob Thompson, our product line manager, is going to talk and walk you guys through those categories. Rich Adams is going to talk to you about some regional marketing support that we're going to be doing. Gary's going to talk to you about custom. Kristen's then going to come in, and Ashley, and talk to you about Sombrio product and marketing support as well. And then I'll return to talk to you guys a little bit about sales programs. So please continue to ask questions as we go along. And at the end, we'll get into a Q&A where we'll answer the questions that you guys have asked throughout the presentation. Thank you. And I'm now going to pass you over to Rob Thompson.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the bike accessories and custom portion of this webinar. I'm looking forward to going over the exciting lineup we have for you in Spring 18, including new styles in our mountain category and the application of the new color and graphic stories throughout all of our collections. The purpose of my presentation to you today is to give you a clear definition of our consumer profiles and how each of our styles address their specific needs. With this clear understanding of our target markets and how our products service them, I hope to give you increased confidence when selling Sugoi bike into your dealers, in turn making your lives easier and more profitable. But before we get into that important stuff, a little bit about myself for those that may not know who I am. My name is Rob Thompson, and I have been recently promoted to the role of Product Line Manager for Sugoi Bike. Super stoked about that. I have been with Sugoi for 2.5 years now, with the first 1.5 years spent on the custom team before moving over to product, first as the line coordinator and now the PLM. Working for Sugoi is a dream job for me. Why? Because I love bikes. I've been racing on the road on and off for over 20 years and have even dabbled in cross country before they told me that wearing Lycra on the trail was no longer cool. So I kind of went off the trail, went back to the road where I told that was where I belong. So between my passion for bikes and my career experience in project management, I look forward to bringing you excitement, energy, and competence to the Sugoi bike line for the foreseeable future. So for the purpose of our time together this morning, I plan to deliver the following agenda with a little help from my friends. We'll go over the mountain collection, then touch on the road collection, and then take a deep dive into our core bottoms, which remains the heart and soul of our brand. And then we'll touch on the last inline bike collection, that is urban, before I touch on the new bike accessories for Spring 18. I'll then pass it over to our Global Marketing Manager, Rich Adams, who will talk about marketing regional support, and then Gary will jump on to go over custom. So first up is our Spring 18 mountain category, which was truly carved out as its own offering in Spring 17, kind of as Terry mentioned, with the Evo X, RSX, and Trail styles. For this season, we will have 2 distinct collections to service the Sugoi mountain consumer, that being Trail and Pulse. Here is a short little sizzle video to get you into the mood. Now, was that cool or what? In the video you just saw, the riders were highlighting the Spring 18 styles within the 2 collections of our mountain category. The first collection, new for Spring 18, is Pulse. Pulse is designed for what the cross-country racer would wear on a training or a non-race day. It is their departure from the Lycra kit that they would traditionally wear for competition. This rider is spending longer hours in the saddle, taking on big miles, powering up serious climbs before crushing those descents. This is a high-performance rider on a day where they are not looking for a podium spot, but more for a smile after they snag their friend's Strava KOM. So how does the Pulse collection address the needs of this high-octane performance cross-country rider? By providing lightweight and cooling summer fabrics to regulate their body temperature as the pace or the trail ramps up. A slim tailored fit for optimum performance. And this collection is designed by riders for riders. We have added only the features to allow you to perform at your best without adding any bulk to slow you down. The collection includes the Pulse short sleeve for both men and women, and the Pulse short for men. Unfortunately, we will not have a pulse short available for women in spring 18, but we're looking at developing this for future seasons. So on the women's side, we have the application of the black paintbrush print, new for spring 18, that Ella went over with you. As a side note, as this Pulse jersey is a performance-oriented top, it could easily cross over to the road cyclist if your customers are looking for a black-colored option for a road top. The Pulse jersey is a tailored fit top that is streamlined for performance, that can be worn with either an overshort or a lycra bottom. Here we can see the jersey paired with a women's trail unlined short, as there is no Pulse short option available for women. To address the needs of the high-octane cross-country rider, the Pulse jersey uses Dry-Tech fabric on the front to provide breathability and moisture transfer. We've also added the half zip on the front and chill mesh fabric on the back, offering superior temper regulation with the bonus of ice fill treatment, which cools you down as your sweat increases, and also provides UPF protection as well. Feature-filled construction for the cross-country rider that includes 3 elastic back pockets to store all of your essentials that you'll need for your ride. A MAB armband will keep your sleeves in place without constricting your movement and is far more comfortable than the standard silicone gripper. The Pulse short, seen here in the Ocean Depth colorway, is a slim fit overshort intended to work seamlessly with a technical liner if desired. The waistband retention system with an internal webbing belt clinches evenly around your waist, which reduces pinch points and reduces needless bulk. Smart feature also includes 2 zippered side pockets with baffles that allows the pockets to accommodate volume without bulging out, which would affect the fit of the short. So you can stock this with all of your essentials you need for your ride, your phone, your nutrition, and it won't impact your pedal stroke. So next up, in our collection in the mountain category, is Trail. Trail was introduced in spring 17, but it has now been expanded for this season. So who is the Trail consumer? Trail is designed for the off-road adventure rider whom is taking on similar terrain to the Pulse rider but enjoys a more laid-back ride. You will find this rider on a traditional blue trail more focused on feeling the flow of the path than achieving a personal best time. As a result, they will value comfort in their apparel, but do not want to sacrifice too much performance in order to get it. So how does our Trail collection address the needs of this rider? As this rider is a little bit more laid back than the Pulse, the Trail collection shifts towards a more comfort focus as opposed to performance. Lightweight fabrics for breathability and a soft next-to-skin feel. A short that provides mid-knee coverage for pads and pocket storage on both jersey and short, so you're prepared no matter where your ride may take you. Further versatility with the option for both an unlined trail short or a lined trail short, which has a removable RC Pro liner. So expanded for spring 2018, the Trail collection now includes for both men and women a short sleeve jersey, a short, and a lined short option. Here we can see in the foreground the rider is wearing the Trail jersey in the Harbored colorway, paired with the Trail short, also in Harbor. And then in the background there we can see the option in the red dahlia. So for the adventure rider, the Trail jersey provides the ultimate in comfort by using active melange fabric for breathability and moisture wicking, a flat lock seam for comfort which minimizes abrasion, and a raglan sleeve design for unrestricted movement. Here we can see the side stow pocket with a zipper to hold your smaller essentials such as keys or your credit cards. And then the 2 side belt waistband retention system for an adjustable fit, giving you the perfect fit. And then new for spring 18 is the Line Trail short that includes a removable liner featuring the RC Pro chamois. The Trail short, both lined or unlined, come with a 13-inch inseam, allowing for the use of pads if needed. To ensure that the trail rider has what they need on their ride, the Trail short features 1 front and 1 rear zip pocket to store your essentials such as a phone, nutrition, or credit cards. Here we see the trail short pictured in the new colorway Azalea for spring 18. So now shifting gears and moving over to the road side. The Sugoi Spring 18 road category focused not on the introduction of new styles for this season, but instead on the application of our exciting new color and graphic stories. Here's a little taste of what we have in store for you this season. Great, I hope you enjoyed that. That was luckily enough captured on the one and only sunny day that we've had in Vancouver this spring. Thank goodness we had it on our photo shoot. So the first road category we have, starting at the top, performance-wise, is our Racing Systems, or RS collection. So who is the RS consumer? The RS collection is for the high-performance and endurance rider who may race and enjoy spending long days in the saddle training. They crave pushing their bodies, bikes, and apparel to their limits and will accept no substitutes. They are experienced riders, know what they want, which is the latest and greatest features in their performance apparel. Our RS collection services the needs of this rider profile with the intelligent use of fabrics and construction, which places optimum performance elements exactly where they are needed most. We have created specific RS styles to provide the performance-inspired features required to deliver superior fit and comfort, allowing the rider to focus on their finish line, whatever that may be. Our RS collection includes the carryover RS Pro Bib Short, and RS Century Zap Bib Short, all featuring smart panel design and our Formula FX chamois. So first up in our RS collection, we have the Climber's Jersey. This jersey is designed for the performance rider that is looking for a pro-fit jersey that is all about keeping you as cool as possible when the temperatures rise. This warm weather jersey is a carryover from Spring 17 and can be seen here in the Red Dahlia mountain print for men. The Climber's Jersey addresses the needs of the performance rider taken on sustained climbs or the long hot pace lines in the heat of summer with a race mesh front with full zip to maximize airflow, full moon fabric on the back with UPF 15 for sun protection, and Pro Fit with MAB armbands for a lightweight performance cut fit. Next we have the RS Training Jersey, also carryover style. The RS Training Jersey is designed for the performance rider wanting a Pro Fit, lightweight, and moisture wicking jersey for their everyday rides. At a sub $100 price point, the RS Training Jersey comes in at a value price point that would allow a rider to have a couple of these in their closet for their midweek training rides. Pictured here is the RS Training Jersey in the Supernova Aztec print for Spring 18. One of my favorite colorways for this season as it provides a sensational pop of color. Note though in this photograph that the sleeve cuffs and the collar will also be in Supernova. This is a nice hit for the summer. This jersey addresses the needs of the performance rider with Drytech fabrics for breathability and moisture transfer, and also a Pro Fit with full Vislon zipper for easy temperature regulation. Finally, in our RS collection, we have the RS Century Zap Jersey and Bib Short. The RS Century jersey was built for the long-distance endurance rider taking on long miles, perhaps leaving at dawn and may not return until dusk. This rider is not focused on how quick they reach their destination, but the experience and comfort of the ride. They are looking for additional storage options to support their rides with safety features for low-light conditions. Our RS Century kit addresses the needs of this rider with dry lock and ice fill fabrics and a semi-fit design for a more relaxed and climate-controlled fit. 4 rear with 2 side pockets on the jersey, in addition to the 2 side pockets on the bib shorts to store all of your essentials. Brown bag, lunch, kitchen sink, nutrition, tubes, anything you may need for that long ride. Also a full zap rear pocket on the jersey and leg band of the bib shorts for added safety in low light conditions. So updated for spring 18, the RS Century jersey has had the reflective panel across the chest removed. So that's why you see it updated in your workbook. So here we can see the women's RS Century jersey in the ocean depth origami print for spring 18. The next tier in our road collection is Evolution. The Evolution collection is for the avid recreational cyclist that probably has not raced, but has taken on a bucket list charity ride or a Grand Fondo. They identify as a cyclist and have now been on a bike long enough to know the features they want for their specific style of riding. They are looking for a comfortable ride, but do not want to give up too much of the performance to get it. The Evolution collection meets the needs of this recreational cyclist by providing traditional road-style designs in a semi-fit for performance without the next-to-skin feel of a pro fit. Intelligently placed breathable and moisture-wicking fabrics to provide the ultimate in comfort to enhance the riding experience. As the Evolution rider has taken on a multitude of different rides at the recreational level, we have created the specific jersey and bottom combo to fit their needs. Our Evolution collection includes the carryover Evolution bib short, the short, Evolution zap short, and for women, the shorty and the knicker. All Evolution bottoms feature moisture wicking and breathable fabrics, and our RC Pro chamois. So first in our Evolution collection is our Evolution Ice jersey. Designed for the rider looking for that additional temperature control on those hot riding days. The Evolution Ice jersey addresses the needs of this rider with ice-filled side and rear panels to control body temperature where you need it the most without compromising the fit. Meaning we've structured the ice-filled panels in this jersey to keep the drape. So we've had this jersey in the past where it would hang really low. The structure when you put anything in the pockets would make the back of the jersey droop. This is addressed it with just ice fill where you need it. This is also a semi-fit for a performance cut while providing the freedom to move. Pictured here is the Evolution Ice jersey in ocean depth. Next in the Evolution collection is our Evolution Zap. Evolution Zap is designed for the avid recreational rider whose adventures may take them out in low light conditions. Breathable and moisture wicking fabrics combined with a full zap reflective back pockets for visibility. It also provides a sleeveless option for women. Pair this up with the Evolution Zap short for added visibility in low light conditions. Here we see the Evolution Zap jersey in the ocean depth mountain print paired with the matching ocean print Evolution bib short. Have a look in your workbook at this collection because this is a good opportunity where you can play with some of the fun colors and graphics that are new for spring 18, making sensational color popping kits. Then we have our Classic collection. The Classic rider is the entry-level cyclist or value-oriented consumer whom is not yet concerned or aware of the technical details of cycling apparel. They are looking for a traditional road cyclist look, but wanting a forgiving and flattering fit. This rider is just starting to wear Lycra and may not be entirely comfortable with it yet, so comfort and modest style are key. Our Classic collection addresses the needs of this consumer with durable and lightweight fabrics and a traditional road kit design, with a relaxed fit for comfort. This is for the rider looking for modesty. Classic is also value-packed cycling wear with all of the styles at a sub $100 price point. The Classic collection includes the carryover Classic bib short and the Classic short for men and women, and features our RC100 chamois. The Classic jersey offers our Aztec print across the front chest and sleeves for a modern look. Here you can have a look at it pictured here in the red dahlia print. Now on the women's side, we have Sprint, also carryover. The Sprint rider is the fitness enthusiast that does not identify as a cyclist per se, but values a good cardio workout and chooses the bike to do that. They are riding on the road, multi-use trail, or urban pathway, and can also be found working up a sweat in an indoor spin class. This rider is looking for performance garments with athletic styling, but does not have a specific bike look. The Sprint collection provides the fitness rider with lightweight and soft next-to-skin fabrics that provide breathability for superior comfort. Also provides a contemporary non-bike styling that looks great whether riding a bike indoors or out. The Sprint collection, priced at a sub $100 price point, makes Sprint a great choice for the everyday workout. The Sprint collection for women includes the carryover Sprint knicker and Sprint short, which uses our RC100 chamois. Special features of the Sprint collection are a shelf bra and racerback straps on the tank for full support, the Invisa chamois and comfort waistband bottoms for a comfortable and flattering look, and also Pro Fit for performance. Pictured here are the Sprint tank and azalea with the Sprint knicker and the black paint brush. So before we carry on with any more of our inline bike collections, let us do a quick review and a deep dive into our core bottoms and what makes them best in class. Back in 1987, Sugoi was founded in part to embark on a mission to create the best in class bike short. Today, 30 years later, this mission remains as true as it did back then. So what makes the Sugoi bike short best in class? Well, first, it starts with the main reason we wear bike shorts or tights in the first place. The chamois, the chamois, or the pad. Whatever you want to call it, without the success of this component, anything else on the short becomes a moot point. Then it is about the added features. Intelligent smart panel designs for a superior fit and comfort. We then apply the most ideal fabrics and trims in these panels for optimum performance where you need it the most. Now throw in innovations such as Zap reflective bands, Invisa chamois, and pit stop bib strap technology, and the competition falls far behind. Then when stacked up against our competitors' bottoms style for style, price point for price point, be confident how Sugoi bottoms measure up, truly making us best in class. So let's do a quick dive review into our chamois technology. First of all, we have our Formula FX chamois, which is for our performance rider and can be found in our RS collection. So how does the chamois address the needs of this rider? Well, first of all, with that cradle pouch, which reduces restriction and pressure in the male front end. Sorry, ladies, this feature is not available for you, but we'll get into a couple of great features that you get that the men don't. The Formula FX also offers a seamless top to reduce chafing. Then carrying on the comfort front, we have the 3D ergonomic fit that contours to the shapes of your body. Then the molded center channel for pressure relief. This center channel, I find, also provides excellent airflow, which is great for moisture transfer, which can cause skin irritations. There are two main interface points between the saddle and the rider, those being the sit bones and the perineum. So this is where the chamois really needs to protect that rider. So the Formula FX, first of all, to address the sit bones, has added a 4mm layer of Poron foam. And Poron, of course, is known for its maximum vibration dampening properties. For additional protection, there is the 12mm high-density foam layer that extends from the sit bones down through the front of the chamois, protecting the perineum. So what great is all of this protection for the active rider if the chamois does not stay in contact with the body? well, it becomes kind of useless, to be honest. So we've added the 4-way stretch fabrics to move with the body, forming kind of like an independent suspension, so to speak, keeping the pour on, keeping the high density foam in contact with your body, protecting the rider. Next, we have our RC Pro chamois. Our RC Pro chamois is designed for more of the recreational cyclist and can be found in our Evolution bottoms as well as our line trail short. So as this is more of a recreational focus, not so driven by performance, not so active in the saddle, this rider would be spending more time sitting on their saddle than going up and down on the climbs. Here's how we address the needs of that rider with the RC Pro. So similar to the Formula FX, we have the front cradle pouch, in addition to the 3D shape for a nice ergonomic fit. And then to protect those two crucial points, different than the Formula FX, no pour on unfortunately, but we have the open cell foam with a heavy density and a 5mm thickness to protect the sit bones. Then sitting underneath this open cell foam is another layer of slightly less density, but at a 10mm thickness, providing more comfort, more padding for that rider sitting in the saddle from the sit bones, extending through the front of the chamois, protecting the perineum. Then finally, we have our RC100 chamois. This is designed for the entry-level rider that is new to wearing a short with a pad, or this is for the non-high performance rider. The RC100 can be found in our classic bottoms as well as the RPM lined and fitness baggy shorts. So how does the RC100 chamois address the needs of the entry-level rider? Well, just like we saw with the RC Pro and the Formula FX, we have the 4-way stretch fabrics to move with the body. And then for the protection of the sit bones and the perineum, we have a 10mm high dense foam pad extending from the sit bones up through the front of the chamois, providing less bulk, so not giving that new to wearing a chamois rider that diaper look that they may be concerned with. This is a nice low volume protection. So in addition to top shelf chamois, Sugoi's bottoms employ a number of added features that bring them heads and shoulders above the competition. These are engineered panels for fit and comfort. Then performance fabrics are placed in these specific panels where you need them most. Whether it's dimpled arrow fabrics at the thigh for speed, fabrics to give durability in the crotch, or interspersed panels of breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics. Each fabric is chosen for each panel with a specific purpose. We then add leg and waistbands that provide slip-free comfort without pinching and giving you that sausage casing feel. Added features such as zap reflectivity on the leg bands, offering visibility in low light conditions. And here, ladies, we may get the cradle pouch in the chamois, but here are some great features for you. An innovative feature to address the modesty concern that some women have when it comes to wearing a lycra bottom, Sugoi offers the InvisiChamois. This technology eliminates the seam lines of the chamois while maintaining the support of the pad, leaving the rider with an uninterrupted silhouette. It is well known that women shy away from the bib short, largely as it is confusing what to do in this short when nature calls. With our pit stop bib strap technology, our innovative fabric and bib design allows the rider to simply pull down the straps, answer the call, and the straps will then recover completely when done, all without having to remove any further clothing or fiddle with zippers, clips, or additional straps. These are both examples of how Sugoi offers real-world solutions to real-world problems. So in order to be called best in class, you need to rise head and shoulders above the competition. So how does Sugoi measure up? While at sales conference, I demonstrated how Sugoi compares style for style against one of our large competitors, which was Castelli. We compared chamois to chamois, fabric to fabric, and seams to seams. At first glance, it is evident that Sugoi not only matches up, but surpasses our competition on comparable styles, definitely in quality and craftsmanship. I encourage all of you to make the same comparisons to our competitors' black bottoms to give you the confidence when working with your dealers that Sugoi's black bottoms are indeed best in class. We are so confident that our bottoms are best in class that we back them with a 60-day guarantee. Ride it, love it, or return it. No questions asked. So our final category for the inline bike are our urban cycling styles. The urban rider may or may not own a car, but uses the bike as a main mode of transport to run errands over shorter distances. Different than the commuter, this rider will likely not ride when the weather is really poor out and will not ride very long distances. The bike is more of a tool than a way of life. This rider is focused on comfort and style as much off the bike as on. This makes our RPM and Coast collection the perfect choice for the urban rider. First in our urban cycling category is Coast. The Coast collection is for the city rider or commuter looking for a relaxed ride from point A to point B. They want to arrive at their destination in contemporary style, fresh, and not looking like they just completed a workout. Coast offers this rider soft, next-to-skin fabrics that provide superior moisture wicking to get you to your destination not looking like you just came from the group ride. Also offers casual laid-back urban styling that will allow you to look just as good and fresh at your destination as you did on your bike getting there. The addition of subtle Sugoi performance elements such as hits of reflectivity, pocketry, and stowage make our Coast styles true crossover pieces from your lifestyle to the bike. So carryover styles for women for Spring 18. We see here a variety of samplings of some of the Coast collection that transfer over to the bike from our training collections. First, we have the Coast dress. That is a great après piece that can be thrown on after a workout, as it can be stowed under your saddle in its own stowage bag. Or partnered with the Coast chamois boy short, which has the tri-light chamois in it. The Coast dress, the skirt, or Bermuda then becomes a stylish piece of cycling-specific apparel that transitions seamlessly over to the bike. On its own, the boy short as a bottom, coupled with the short sleeve or tank, then becomes a great spin class outfit. Throw on the Coast pullover to keep out the chills for your ride home. So no matter where your road takes you, Coast has your active life covered. Over on the men's side, the Coast twill pant and short, along with the Coast short, provide urban styling to take the rider from home or office to the cafe or to the pub. Add in the subtle Sugoi performance element, and the Coast collection is at home on the bike as it is running errands. Partner these Coast bottoms with the Coast short sleeve or the Coast short sleeve polo, which I just happen to be wearing right now. And the Coast collection for men offers a variety of styles for the active and bike-centric lifestyle. So pictured here are new colors for Spring 18. We see the Azalea, the Red Dahlia, Harbor, and Ocean Depth, in addition to the carryover Coal Blue and Black. Finally, for the urban rider, we have our RPM collection. Different from Coast, RPM was created for the urban rider, but with added performance styling and features. Designed for those commutes or city rides that are a little bit longer in length than the quick trip to the coffee shop or the grocery store. Our RPM collection provides these urban riders with performance fabrics to keep them cool and dry on their longer commutes or trips in the city. Semi-fit with a nod towards a more performance-based style than the Coast. And the offering of a removable line short for added comfort when spending a little bit more time in the saddle. So specifics for the RPM riders are breathable fabrics and that quarter zip for temperature control, rear pockets for storage of essentials for those longer rides, and new for Spring 18 is the RPM 2 short for women with new updated style lands to give it that a little bit more of that women's specific look. So as we can see here, it's some sampling of the new colorways for Spring 18. And we can see how, although a part of the urban collection, how the RPM styles are a little bit more bike and performance oriented than coast. However, still have that nice laid back contemporary urban feel to them. So that completes our Sugoi bike collection for spring 18. Now I'd like to get into our new accessories for this season. We're going to start off with our cooler collection. So who is the consumer? Who is looking for the coolers? These are cyclists looking for a little added sun protection without overheating. These riders, as you can see here from the picture on the PowerPoint, these also add a little bit of color, hits of color and graphics that can make any kit in the summertime pop a little bit extra. And the great thing about the cooler collection, as these are designed for that sun protection to keep you cool, they can easily cross over from the bike over to triathlon and definitely onto your run and training exercises as well. Features and benefits of our cooling collection: boom, UPF 50 plus sun protection. Ice-fill fabric to cool and regulate your body temperature. So we all know the xylitol application of the ice fill. So as we perspire, that engages the treatment in the fabric, which will in turn cool you down. So, and this would be kind of counterintuitive. As we're trying to keep cool in the summertime, why would we be adding more layers? Well, first of all, we get that UPF sun protection, and then boom, that ice fill with the xylitol treatment actually does cool you down, even though it seems that you are wearing more garments. And then the arm and leg cooler have that added comfort with that Mad Band. That Mad Band will keep that cooler firmly in place, has a nice seamless profile silhouette, and prevents that dreaded sausage casing look that we all don't like. So in our cooling collection here, first of all, we have our cap that we can see in our Supernova Aztec print. A nice little nod to traditional European style. And then we have the cooling buff. Cooling buff is actually made with our chill mesh fabric, which does have the ice fill treatment. And the chill mesh has this nice membrane in the fabric, which allows us for easy airflow. So when you pull this up to your nose, covering your mouth, this allows for easy breathability. And here we can see it in the nice origami ocean depth print. And then we have our arm coolers. So arm coolers, lightweight, that sun protection, ice fill treatment for when wearing a short sleeve jersey. And then as we can see here, adds a really nice pop of color to a kit. And then the leg cooler, same as with the arms, but for the legs. And then here's a great example of how you can use the cooling collection to add pop to your kit. Works well with a number of our graphic and color collections for spring 18. Then we have our Zap arm sleeve. Zap arm sleeve is for the cyclist or the runner looking for added visibility during those low light conditions. Maybe like the Century rider leaving their house at dawn and not coming back until dusk. This gives them that added protection, that added safety element for low light conditions. So how do we deliver? By providing lighter weight fabric. So these, the Zap arm sleeves will be a little bit lighter than our mid-zero arm warmer. And of course, we've added the Zap technology on top of a graphic. So brilliant colorways, brilliant graphics with that Zap technology added to it. And then of course, that added comfort that comes with the Mad Band. And then we have my favorite accessory, the one they bug me about in the office here every day, and I'm going to start wearing it every day to the office just because I love them so much, and that is the cycling cap. This is for the sophisticated rider, the scholar of the sport's rich tradition, or as I like to say, the nod to the classic style of the Eurocentric road rider. They like to hold their image when both on the bike and then when sipping that Afray beer at their craft brewery. They also, somewhat like the functionality of a cycling cap, but that's secondary to how it looks, and that is, of course, that it offers great sun protection. So how do we deliver to this rider? By providing lightweight fabrics. It's easily packable, will fold down nicely to be stashed in a rear pocket of a jersey, and it has that classic Euro styling. So thank you very much. I appreciate your patience, as I know this was a lot of product to go through. But now I'm going to pass the microphone over to Rich Adams, our Global Marketing Manager, and he will be going over some of the regional marketing with you. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, hey guys, how's it going? So I'm going to talk you guys through the regional marketing. So unique for this year, we've created a new menu approach to our regional marketing support. So we have selected multiple activation options to drive brand and support sell in and sell through. And we've chosen to focus support around our key stories that Rob's walked you through in mountain, road, and accessories. And it's going to be your choice which support mix you choose. You'll work with your regional manager to define your budget and costs for each package. So yeah, let's jump in. So yeah, the first one up, event activation kit. We're introducing a new branded Sugoi kit to leverage for regional events. And these pieces will be provided to fit existing hardware that you guys currently have in the field. So looking at that event activation kit, each kit's going to include one branded tent cover for Sugoi, two branded flags, and two collections specific pop-up banners. So these are going to be either road focused or mountain focused, depending on the event that you're trying to activate around, and one table cover. And then we'll complete the collection with some digital assets that you guys can access as well, to create ballot boxes, enter to win, that kind of activation imagery. And then next up is swag. So we've got a brand new swag tee. So the Sugoi branded tees will be added to the seasonal CSG swag tee rollout. This is the first time we've had branded tees to access, and we hope they can be a great addition to drive the brand. And we're starting with this origin tee that you see on the right here, which displays the Sugoi logo and the Vancouver origin and our established 87, celebrating our 30 years as being an apparel brand. And it comes in this great heather gray color that's awesome for both men and women and is available in men's and women's sizings. And then in-store support. So in talking to sales leadership, this one really bubbled up to the top, as we know that product trial is king. You can choose to see the following product collections to store staff, or regional influencers to allow them to become better product advocates. For shops that have committed to the mountain collection, you'll see here, you can seed them in with the all new Pulse jersey and Pulse short, or look to the trail jersey and trail short, or a combination of the two. And then for those that are really committed to the bottoms collection, we've got that road collection of RS Pro bib short and Evo bib short. So we're offering that 60-day guarantee to consumers. Well, now you can put those at the storefront level in that trial as well with our awesome bottoms collection. And then we even have a collection focused around the new cooler pieces. So really allowing people to try out these brand new cooler pieces, the hat, the buff, the sleeves, to get them into it and drive them as advocates. And then we have consumer promotion. So for in-store support and really driving that consumer promotion, you can opt into this consumer promotion package that helps support significant collection buy-in to drive awareness and sell through. So the in-store collection includes seating of, in this case, you're looking at the mountain collection. So for those who've committed to a great mountain buy-in, you've got a Pulse jersey and a Pulse short to show off in store. As well, we'll support that with pre-made social media imagery that the store can activate around. And if the store is super excited and you give us enough lead time, we can develop store-specific content just for them. You'll see that on the road side, we've done it with the RS Pro bib short and the RS training jersey alongside some great social media assets as well. And then finally, you can do the same thing using the Cooler collection if you've seen a strong buy-in for the Cooler collection. So again, just supporting all the major programs, all the key stories with great assets from a marketing support side. And then you got POP. So using the CSG print on demand to access POP, you can help tell key product stories at point of purchase. So we're going to have, for the mountain side, we're really going to focus on lifestyle imagery. You'll see here we've got Manny Fumic and Henrica Vancini from the CFR team showing off the new Pulse collection. You see that in your workbooks as well. We'll be showing that off in POP at the using those lifestyle images and pro team images. On the road side, we're really going to be focusing a lot on the technical aspects of the bottoms, as well as the 60-day comfort guarantee, the chamois tech. On the women's side, really showing off that pit stop, bid strap technology, and Invisa chamois stories that will help to drive awareness at a storefront. And again, of course, the Cooler collection really driving the cooling factor of these garments to go into the accessory racking space. And then, of course, at no cost to you or to the stores, we have through the B2B in the marketing assets, it'll link through to the DAM where you guys can access all the pre-made imagery for support around the collections. So your collection photo pick list, pre-sized social media imagery for those stores that are smart and launching collections. They've got social media imagery to support it, as well if they've got strong newsletters and email blasts that they're reaching out to their consumer base with. We've got things stories sized for them, and we have things if they need custom sizing for retail website, we can make that happen if you give us enough lead time as well. So that's just a real quick overview of the marketing support that you're going to see around our great key stories and programs for this season. Now I'm going to throw it over to Gary, who's going to jump into custom.
Hey everybody, thanks for sticking around. I'm going to talk to custom for about 15 minutes, but I'm not going to talk about product, and I'm not going to talk about manufacturing, I'm not going to talk about the process, I'm going to talk about our customers. So, custom is much more than great looking spandex. It's a process and a journey. It's interactive and engaging. It's variations and deviations on the path less traveled. If inline is the fast flowing freeway, custom is the adventurous backroad. It's building something unique from product to relationships, and for many it's personal. This could be an emotional connection between a dealer and their brand, to which they've devoted immeasurable hours. It could be participation in or promotion of a special cause that hits close to home, or it could just be the inclusive feeling of a larger community. We've identified 5 customers who each have different reasons for buying custom and should be communicated to, incentivized, and rewarded in ways that complement those unique reasons. As we review the 5 customer types, you'll see we've keyed on 3 points for each. These 3 points are phrased to show the apparel is for them. The conversation is about your team, or your brand, or your shop, and ultimately, your apparel. Sugoi is the vehicle that drives the apparel, but it's the customer's vision, the customer's graphic, the customer's product. As we roll towards Custom 18, we plan to have clear messaging for each of these customer types, as well as sales programs and rewards tailored to their needs. Let's take a look at who they are and why custom apparel is a smart choice for each of them. So team captains, this is your brand, your team, your way. Let's face it, team captains have to buy custom. They don't really have a choice. What they're looking for is to stand out from the crowd and proudly display their sponsors. We've always considered each kit-wearing member of a team to be our customer. While we aim to have all of them in our product, they aren't necessarily our customers. Who's done a coffee run for a group of people? When you're at your desk and you decide you're going for a coffee at Starbucks, you are the customer and the consumer. Between your desk and the door, you ask others if they'd like drinks. Now your trip includes your coffee, a white chocolate mocha, a youthberry tea, a half-sweet espresso, a soy latte with extra foam, and a non-fat, extra hot caramel macchiato with extra whip. At this point, you work as a sales rep for Starbucks. You're essentially acting in the role of coffee captain. Everyone will have a coffee, but you are Starbucks' only customer. Our team business works the same. The team captain is an agent of Sugoi. The captain is the one person on the team we need to focus on, the one person whose life we need to make easier, our customer. So this is for dealers who work with teams. This is their shop, their community, their customers. A shop is so much more than a place to buy a bike and have it serviced. It could be a hub for its local community, a place for friends to gather and individuals to learn, a place to cultivate relationships and maybe even challenge egos. If a shop works with a team on their custom order, those athletes become customers. If the shop opens up for team fittings and team meetings, those athletes become loyal customers. And with this close relationship, teams might be inclined to schedule the start and finish of rides at the shop. All of these scenarios lead to an increase in customer base, store traffic, and sales. A successful shop is part of the community, and a great way to build community is through clubs and teams. So this is for dealers who sell their own product. This is your house, your story, your way. E-commerce is changing the way purchases are made. It's hard to get people into the shop to buy a jersey when they can easily go online and choose from a larger selection. A dealer needs a unique story to tell, one that can't be found online, one that's compelling to their customers, specific to the region, specific to the dealer, and specific to that dealer's community. Custom apparel is the blank page used by dealers to tell their unique story, the story of their community. So our next customer type is event coordinators. This is your cause, your kit, your way. There's so many charity events these days. Custom apparel is a great way to make your event stand out. It's also a great way for participants to associate themselves with your cause and with your community once your event is done. Every time an athlete wears your kit, not only are they promoting your cause, and I might be stretching this a little bit, but they're also subconsciously committing to participation next year. So in our last of the 5 customer types is corporate team captains. This is your brand, your team, your way. We recently had a personal trainer come to the office for a 3-part series talking about the health of the average person. We covered topics from strength to posture to which parts of your body provide stability and which provide mobility. This is a common practice across North America where employers are increasingly aware of employees' health. As companies organize clubs and teams for lunchtime activities, all the way to participation in events like the Boston Marathon and Levi Gran Fondo, they will also look to have their team represent their brand with custom apparel. 2 examples are Bungie, this is the company behind the Halo franchise, and Apple. We currently work with both of these companies on a program for staff. So that's our 5 customers. Team captains, dealers who work with teams, dealers who sell their brands, event coordinators, and corporate team captains. We're confident in our ability to provide quality product to our consumers, and we're working on improving the services we use to engage our customers. So that's really all I have to talk about our customers. At this point, we'll take a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back with Sombrio. Thanks.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. We're moving on to Sombrio now. So I'm Kristen.
And I'm Ashley.
And today we're going to talk about cool shit. So today on our agenda, we're going to go through our seasonal theme and graphics. Then we're going to get a little bit into our rider profiles and our line architecture for the season. We're going to talk about our seasonal key stories, some new styles. We're going to get into a few carryover highlights, and then Ashley's going to talk about the regional marketing support.
All right, so let's get into talking about cool shit. So Sombrio started in 1998 with a crew of freeride pioneers and a vision to combine fashion and function to bring a lifestyle aesthetic and free-spirited attitude to mountain biking that no one had seen before. It was the first pair of pinner shorts 20 years ago that laid a foundation for the versatile silhouettes that we continue to innovate today. In celebration of the past 20 years of life on two wheels and the decades to come, we've created a special edition collection. The Second Decade Collection features hand-drawn graphics inspired by our deep roots and growth in the forest over the past 20 years. So at Sombrio, continued growth and progression in freeride mountain biking is really important to us. As a way to continue to contribute to our culture beyond functional apparel, Sombrio will be launching a scholarship fund in 2018 to send promising young talent to summer progression camps. More details will be released later this year, but as a way for us to start building the scholarship fund, a portion of proceeds from sales on the Second Decade Collection will be donated towards the scholarship fund. All right, so let's get into 2018. So each season we pick an element of nature to inspire the collection. This year our leading element is loam. So what exactly is loam? Loam is a rich soil composed of a mixture of sand, clay, silt, and decaying organic matter. It's so much more than the golden dirt that meets the eye. It's alive in every way. Carefully constructed from the durable fabrics and fixings, the 2018 Sombrio collection is inspired by the loam and its elusive ecosystem. From the critters who roam in the loam to what lies beneath the surface, the 2018 collection is an intimate interpretation of trail life in the Pacific Northwest. As Kristen and I take you through our print and color stories for the season, we'll highlight each print's unique association to the loam.
So for our seasonal color palette this year, you'll really notice that connection back to the loam that Ashley was just talking about. The colors that we've chosen are very rich, not as poppy as we've done in the past, and we've really carried them throughout the men's and women's collection, so they're going to merchandise beautifully on a wall together.
All right, so our first key print story is all about what lies beneath the loam. It's called the Deep Earth Tie-Dye. The Deep Earth Tie-Dye collection offers a window into the depths of the earth. Taking a modern spin on traditional fabric dyeing techniques, the collection offers a subliminal view of the rainwater permeating the topsoil of the woods and trickling down through the water table, deep into the world that lies beneath the loam.
Awesome. So for our Deep Earth tie-dye prints this season, we've done them in a few of the colors throughout. So we've chosen to do them in our beautiful and rich dark red colorway, which you'll see on the Pursuit Highline jerseys there, and on the Renegade. We've also done it in a really great deep gray, paired with our Pacific teal, and we've done this in the men's and the women's collection. So in the women's, we've chosen to do it in the fig tie-dye. And this is the first year that you guys are selling the collection that we've seen prints carry through into the shorts. So you'll see on the second piece there in the summit short, we've chosen to do the tie-dye at the bottom, which is really beautiful and is going to merchandise beautifully on the wall. And we've also done it again in the women's in that great Pacific teal and gray. So again, they're going to connect really nicely between the men's and the women's collections.
So our next key graphic story is called Forest Creatures, and it's all about what roams in the loam. So a forest creature is an animal that thrives in a dense growth of trees. From arthropods to reptilia, the Forest Creatures collection combines tonal hues with biological illustrations in an exploration of the organisms who roam in the loam.
So for our Forest Creatures collection for this season, we've done some really great print blocking and again brought that print into bottoms for men. So in the Highline short, you'll see it paneled on the side there. And on the Pursuit jersey, we've done it down the sleeves. So what we're trying to do this season with prints is on the same style, trying to mix up where the prints are located. So in the Pursuit jersey that you saw in the last collection with the tie-dye, it was all down the body with a solid sleeve, and here we've tried to mix it up. So we're really trying to give retailers the opportunity to buy into more colorways so they look very different on the wall. In the Renegade jersey there, hopefully you guys have your samples in front of you that you can take a look, but we've done what we're calling the mullet on a few of the pieces this year. So we're doing a solid color in the front, so business in the front, full print party in the back. So they're gonna merchandise really nicely with a paired printed short. And then on the t-shirt there, we've actually pulled one of the creatures out, the beetle, of that print and done a full graphic front on it. So it's gonna pair really nicely back into the rest of the collection. On the women's, we've done the same thing. So we've added the print story to the women's summit short there, which will pair really nicely with either of the jerseys that we've offered in that same colorway. And then we've also done a grayscale version on our brand new alder jersey paired with a really nice fig.
All right, so our last key graphic story is called the Grizzly Stripe Camo, and it's all about gear for the modern loam hunter. So combining deep and vibrant tones of green pulled from the moss and ferns of our coastal temperate rainforests, the Grizzly Stripe Camo collection pays tribute to the ferocious grizzly bear, a species once abundant in the Pacific Northwest. The grizzly is a keystone predator, bringing balance to the ecosystem they inhabit, much like the modern loam hunter.
So Sombrio has done a number of camos throughout the years, but I think this one's my favorite that we've ever done. From a distance, it looks like a classic striped camo. When you get in there, you really see that ferocious grizzly bear throughout. So make sure you talk about that with your retailers. It's gonna draw people up to the wall, but once they get there, there's gonna be a really cool element of surprise, which I think is very exciting. So on the men's here, we have, again, full print down the front for the brand new men's Chaos jersey. And in the ridge line, we've done that, what we call the mullet. So the business in the front, party on the back. So we're really trying to balance out where we're locating those prints. And then we've got the badass short and a really nice poppy Amazon colorway this year that you can pair back with the camo and the jerseys. And the girls get the camo too this year. Again, we really wanted to connect the print stories throughout the men's and women's collections. And this is the first time we're doing that. So in seasons past, we'd have a men's specific prints and women's specific prints, but this year we're trying to create it throughout. So it's gonna be really, really beautiful on the wall. So now we're gonna get into the Sombrio rider profiles and just chat really quickly about the line architecture for this season. I just wanna make sure everyone's hyper-focused when they're talking about Sombrio and who the Sombrio rider is, so we can all tell a really clear and concise story. So this is our core rider. And when Ashley and I were putting together this, we were talking about splitting it out into men's and women's, but the more we talked about it, the more we realized that our core rider was the same across genders. So who is this person? They're between 18 and 28 years old. They're the fashion conscious, free ride spirited, single track chaser. They're motivated by self-progression, but thrive on friendly competition amongst their crew. So I think a really important thing to note here is the Sombrio core rider has a crew. They love riding with their buddies, and although they'll go for a ride by themselves, they'd much rather be with their friends. They have a let's pin it attitude. So we really like to go fast, and the Sombrio rider loves to go fast. They closely follow industry happenings. So this means checking Pink Bike daily. This means following Crankworks, following the Enduro World Series and the World Cup. These are the people that are going to wake up at 3 in the morning to stream a World Cup when it's in Europe, and are super happy doing so. They ride 1 to 3 days a week, regardless of weather conditions or the time of year. So they are not afraid to ride in the rain or mud, and sometimes it's almost preferred when you're excited about it. They're brand loyal and will only wear gear that fits their personal style. So this is a really important part for us. The Sombrio core rider, if they have been with us for a while, are very, very loyal. And some people that are just getting into it are going to continue that loyalty throughout. And fashion is really important to them. And they make informed purchases. So we all know the way that people are buying it's changing. The IBD is changing, and our rider will research the heck out of a piece before they go into their IBD and purchase that piece. But they will check gear reviews, they'll talk to their friends, they'll try to get as much information as they can before they go out there and buy it. And our GROM. So this one I want you guys to be super hyper focused on and really know the difference between an average kid and our GROM. They're not one and the same, and it's very, very important to know who this GROM is. So who are they? They're 8 to 14 years old. They're free-spirited youth who eat, sleep, and breathe bikes. So they dream about bikes. They wake up wanting to be on their bike. They think about it and daydream about it in school, and they can't wait to be at home, done dinner, done homework, so they can go out and ride their bike. This is very, very important. They're motivated by peer progression, and they really thrive on the energy of their crew. They have a no limits attitude. This one's also very important because to them, the sky is the limit. I know my limits. I'm 32. I know when I can't hit a certain jump or a certain drop, although sometimes I try to, and Ashley sitting beside me does as well. But these GROMs have no idea. They see the pros and they see their heroes doing 360s, doing crazy tricks, and they think, I can do that. They really believe that, and I think that it's really important to know that. They follow their favorite pros. So these aren't just pros, they're their heroes, and we can equate it to kids in hockey. I mean, they'll wear the jersey of their favorite hockey player. They really are their heroes, and they want to be just like them. They ride any chance they get, as I mentioned before. They're heavily influenced by today's biggest pros. So they want to wear what they're doing, they want to wear what they're wearing, they want to do what they're doing, and it's all about those pros. And they're, again, very important point, they're growing into their personal style. So where our core rider is very aware of their personal style, these guys are just trying to figure it out. And so we're trying to give them an area to experiment with that and to find and grow into their personal style, and then progress them into our core rider and progress them into our brand loyal consumer.
And I think something that's really important to note on the comment about personal style is that these kids are looking for an identity, and we have the opportunity to be there and share our identity as mountain bikers with these kids and give them something to really own and grow into.
And if you guys want any more information or any of this to be sent to you, so you guys can be hyper-focused, just reach out to Ashley and I, and we can definitely steer you in the right direction and give you the content that you guys need. So we're going to talk a little bit about our line architecture for the year because it has changed slightly, as you'll notice. So the first thing you'll notice here is we've gone down from 4 categories for the year into 3. So we've taken out the gravity collection for this year, and we've done that because we know we want to develop a new gravity collection, and we know it's going to take a little bit of time. So right now we've kind of cleared that out and focused on what we do really, really well, which is Freeride Epic and Life. And we've also done that mimicked on the women's side as well. So we're, again, looking into developing a new gravity collection, but right now focusing on Freeride Epic and our Life collection. And then our groms and our accessories lines are very similar to the past. We have added a new women's 2-pack socks. So where we had it on the Smash last year, we've actually swapped that out with a 2-pack rib sock. So it's gonna give you a bit more of a value in the Rival. And we've added the same comparable 2-pack in women's with the stack socks. So getting into our key stories for the year. The first key story we have is our brand new Squall 2 and Chinook 2 jackets using our fanny pack technology. So pack it, stash it, or fanny pack it. This idea really came into fruition about a year ago, actually, at our Spring 17 sales meeting. And Ashley and I were riding with Nick and Brandon and Gary and a few other guys up on Mount Seymour after a day of setup. And we shuttled because we were lazy and we wanted to get a lot of trail time in. And so I wore a jacket. I wore my marimba. It was chilly at the top. It was classic Vancouver day, a little cloudy. And halfway down, I was super hot. So I unzipped my jacket and the age-old question, where do you put it? So I rolled it around, tucked it around my waist, and Ashley looked at me and said, wouldn't it be great if we made a fanny pack? And so we did, and it's awesome. So this jacket is loaded with features. We didn't just want to make it a classic pack-up jacket. We have done this in a beautiful stretch fabric that has a nice DWR coating. It will pack completely into the rear zipper pocket and just clip around your waist into a fanny pack. It has a really nice light DWR finish, so it will repel water lightly. It's not waterproof, but it will do well in light rain conditions. It has a helmet compatible hood with a half zip. And one of the other things that we decided to do, again, we were talking about that hood, no hood dilemma when it comes to cycling. And with mountain bike and with Sombrio, we really wanted to create items that were good both on and off the bike. So what do you do with your hood? Sometimes it's annoying, it flaps around, it can catch air. So we've created a really nice, clean, simple toggle system. So you can roll down your hood and toggle it down so it's not gonna flap around while you're riding. Really easy to do, and it has a really nice, clean finish.
All right, so how are we supporting fanny technology with retail marketing? You're gonna have imagery available. We'll have educational tech videos. For seating, each rep is gonna have a seating budget for the season. We encourage you to get fanny pack styles onto your key retail buyers and or local influencers. And we'll also have POP available. So here are some examples of the digital assets that you'll have for Facebook and Instagram to share with your retail accounts. This pre-sized product and lifestyle imagery will be available for use on social media, email newsletters, and retailer websites through the B2B, starting in February for all of our core product stories. And then here's just a sample of what the POP is going to look like. The outerwear technology signage is designed to highlight product features in the store, even if the staff are not available to speak to them.
So our next key story for this season is our smuggle technology. Now with more ways to smuggle your stuff. So we've added a few new styles into the Smuggle collection for this year. When we introduced these styles 2 years ago, we had a bib for men and a short for women. So we really wanted to round out that story. So we have added a Smuggle short for men. So we've added the pocketry to the back, which is really great and is going to set this apart from the rest of the styles at retail that you see. Majority of our consumers are not doing a men's bib or men's short liner with storage. So we've added that same pocketry that we've done on the bib to the short. A really nice comfort waistband, so you're not going to get that sausaging effect. The short is made from mobile mesh, but we have piston in the band and down the sides, so you're going to have a really nice compression. It's not going to bag out or fall down. We have added a fly system for men, so it's easier for nature breaks. And then I think our favorite part about this is the print that we have chosen to do on the chamois. So we're Sombrio, we're unapologetic. We knew that we wanted to have a little bit of fun with what we do on the chamois. So instead of it having a classic chamois graphic, we decided to add a print that is mixed nuts. So something really fun to talk about at retail. It's gonna be a nice surprise when people flip that inside out and see the mixed nuts graphic. And for women, so we have added a bib liner for women this year, and we are so excited about this. We are going to be the only brand on the market with a women's bib liner that has pit stop and storage. This thing is feature filled. It is beautiful. It fits fantastically. Has the same pocketry as on the men's, so you can get a water bottle, tools, a tube, snacks, whatever you want to pack in the back there, and you can still flip it down for nature breaks, which is fantastic. We've also put this at a super competitive price point, which is really going to set us apart from any competition that you see out there. So this is $95. You guys, this price is unbeatable, and we also have the 60-day comfort guarantee on these. So please, please, please talk about these to your retailers and get them into doors because they are gonna sell, and we do have the 60-day comfort guarantee to support that. And all chamois come with the Formula FX, or all liners, sorry, come with the Formula FX chamois. And this year on the men's, we've also added the updated Formula FX chamois that you heard Rob talk about with cradle technology. So again, that's got that really nice 3-pocket design on the back, which flips beautifully over the back of your shorts, so you can get lots of additional storage. And then the women's chamois print. So again, wanted to have some fun with the women. So we have added kitty cat print. And they all have names, so again, feel free to have some fun reading them out loud and talking to your dealers about these fun prints.
All right, so how are we supporting smuggle technology at retail? Just like with outerwear, you're going to have pre-sized product and lifestyle imagery available for social media, email newsletters, and website use. We'll have a liner tech edit that you can share with your retailers that can also be shared in the digital space on social media. All the packaging has been updated to include the 60-day comfort guarantee, and the women's bib liner is also going to include a pit stop technology highlight on the strap of the bib, which is going to be a really nice call out on the store shelf. Again, with seating, I encourage you to get some of these pieces, especially the new women's bib, onto female buyers or key shop staff. Once they try it out themselves, it will make them a believer, and it'll be a lot easier for them to sell it to their customer. So here are some examples of the digital assets that are going to be available on the B2B for Facebook and Instagram, both men's and women's. And then here are some examples of the POP that are going to be available as rack cards. Again, highlighting the really fun print stories that you don't necessarily see unless the garment is displayed inside out on the rack, which is something you guys might want to experiment with as you are merchandising the liners in store.
Awesome, so we're gonna talk about our new styles for this season, and we do have a few. So the first is our all new Chaos jersey. So we have taken out the Rialto jersey from last season and introduced a really classic raglan styled jersey in our Cool Wick fabric. It is available in the camo print and also a really nice black and neutral heather gray. So if you do have any retailers that are looking for this summer to bring in jerseys that they can easily brand, the Chaos jersey in the black and gray is an excellent option because it's very minimally branded. So it just has that Sombrio logo on the front and a little trio logo on the back. And we also have it available in our second decade print. Really, really classic piece. All of your retailers should be bringing this one in. We've also taken out our men's low-line shorts and introduced the Longhorn short. So we had had some fit issues with the low line. It hadn't had an update in a number of years. And so we wanted to give it a really clean, updated aesthetic and still in that great core flex fabric. So it's gonna be really nice and durable and still at that excellent price point. So this does have all the features that the low line did have. So it still has the waistband retention system with that great Velcro, the reinforced Velcro snap, and a great pocket for storage that we have tested with cell phone compatibility, so it's sitting in the right spot. A really great piece, excellent price point, and a really great update to that low-line short that we had in the collection. We've also introduced a new classic short sleeve jersey for women in our free ride collection in the alder. So this is a great piece, classically styled, and it's gonna sit just above the elbow. So it's gonna be a bit of an extended sleeve, which looks fantastic on and still has great coverage. And we have it here in the camo print and also in that really, really cool grayscale forest creature print. Again, in our Cool Wick fabric. There's just a nice detail shot of the forest creatures. The Rebel short is one of the things we're most excited about, as is one of our star athletes, Jill Kittner. When we put these on her for a photo shoot, she didn't want to take them off and she wanted to steal them from us. And we said, not till next year. But it's a really great thing that we're getting that feedback from the top riders that we have on our roster. So this is our brand new free ride women's short. This is built from the ground up for free ride. So same fabric as the Badass. And it has that really great extended line at the bottom, so it's going to have really nice coverage over your knee pads. So there's a really great image showcasing that, so you're never going to get the gape or gap, which is a big no-no in free ride. Again, with that really great Velcro reinforced snap, so you're never going to get a blowout in your shorts. And we've also added laser cut perforations. So there's going to be great breathability down this inseam. And again, a great pocket for storage with that great cell phone capability, so it's not going to flap around. And we've introduced a new jersey for Groms this year. So we've introduced the Groms Chaos in a long sleeve version. So what we try to do is mimic the adult style for Groms, because we know they love to follow their favorite pros and they want to wear what those guys are wearing. But we also know that Groms wear more protection and they need more protection. So we've extended it to a long sleeve for them. And we've also added a Groms Badass short for this season, again in that Amazon and available in black. I just wanted to highlight a few carryovers that we have for this season, just to get you guys thinking about them and continuing to sell them for this season. So our Rift jeans, these guys are in stock now. We actually won an award for these last year, and this is the first award Sombrio has ever won, which was really exciting. And it was an award for our for innovation for our use of dry release in our jeans. So dry release, just to give you guys a little checkup, is wicking, it's temperature regulating, and it's anti-stink. These jeans have a ton of stretch, reflectivity, zipper pocket. They're great for dirt jumping. We've added a articulated knee, so you can easily get knee pads underneath them, or they're great for everyday wear. And also our Robson jean shorts. So the women have a short, it is beautifully crafted. We have a really nice extended rise in the back, so you can easily cruise around and you're not gonna get any gap at the back there. And all the same great features as the men's. We've added extra reflectivity and a zipper pocket to these as well. They look fantastic on, they fit beautifully, and they have great comfort. I also wanted to tap on in a little bit of our best sellers for this season. So if you guys are going into a new store and people ask you this question, these are the pieces that you can confidently say are gonna sell really well in their store because we have great history in them. So for men's, I've added the Chaos jersey. Classically, our 3/4 length jersey has always been a best seller for us, so please have confidence in that. Our Vagabond riding shirts, most of you guys have them. We wear them all the time. Definitely one of our best sellers at retail. Our Ridge line. So we introduced that jersey last year and it's done really, really well for us. Great in hot climates. That's the jersey that has the full chill mesh all down the body. Our Badass shorts and our Highline shorts, definitely your two go-tos. And then our men's Prodigy gloves. And then for women's, our Noble jersey and Valley jerseys, we introduced these last year and they instantly went into our top sellers list and they're great, both with chill mesh. Our Val shorts and our Summit shorts are really great two options that are selling really well. And then our Lily gloves.
All right, so I just wanted to recap some of the regional marketing support that's available to the sales team. So digital assets on the B2B. Examples of everything that you've seen today are going to be available starting in February. You'll get full packages of availability at the next sales meeting so that you'll know exactly what's available for your accounts. We're updating the lifetime guarantee assets on the digital lizard. And then we're working with the regional marketing teams to get you guys grassroots event solutions. So our goal is to be able to equip the whole rep force with tools needed to represent Sombrio at local retail and grassroots events. So across North America, we'll have tent tops that will work with your existing Cannondale frames, as well as flags and easy to run promotions for events that can come out of your regional budgets and be used to activate for Sombrio. So this year, we've also launched or introduced a grassroots ambassador program called the Sombrio Crew. The Crew program mirrors the Sugoi Brand Champions program and offers 50% off Sombrio gear to crew members. If you've had active ambassadors, you should have already received a full information package at the start of the season, but if you haven't, please reach out to me and I'll make sure you have all the relevant information. Our goal with the program is really to raise brand awareness, credibility, and authenticity by supporting local influencers at the grassroots level. The Sombrio Crew is all about supporting those who live and breathe the two-wheel culture. Whether they're up-and-coming amateur racers, local trail builders, or community influencers, we want to support them in sharing their passion for life on two wheels and Sombrio. All right, so the next sports marketing initiative is one that I'm really excited about. Last week, we announced a partnership with Spawn Cycles. For those of you who are not familiar with Spawn, Spawn is a kids mountain bike company based out of Squamish, BC. And our partnership with Spawn Cycles supports 9 up-and-coming young freeriders. So I'd like you to meet Dane Jewett and Anthony Shelley. They are absolute rippers, and they are 2 of our new team riders based in Squamish and Whistler. We also have riders in California and New Zealand. We will be creating some unique content with the riders throughout the summer, so please keep an eye out for exciting things to come from these Groms. And I also want to highlight that they're between the ages of 9 and 12, so they really are young rippers and they're the future of our sport. We're really excited to start growing with these riders and bringing them through the Groms program, hopefully one day into our cartel.
So thank you guys so much for listening to Sombrio. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to Ashley or I at any time. And now we're going to move over to Terry Taylor with sales programs for the year.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm now going to take you through the last portion, which is to go through our sales program. Harrison was actually hoping to be on this to go over it in detail with you guys, but you actually have to physically be here in Burnaby to do that. So he's asked any questions that come up during the sales program overview that you contact him directly and he can go into further detail with you. So first up, we're going to talk about what we're doing in spring 18 that you'll see is much different than what we did for 2017. So this season, you will see that we actually only have a single season only rather than what we did last year, which was an entire year. And that the discounts will be on pre-book only, which is also different than last year. There'll be no ongoing discounts on fill-ins or at-once orders. This really allowed us to do actually a deeper discount for your early booking by doing this. So we really focused on the early booking rather than fill-ins and at-once orders. In order to get your early booking discount, you must place your orders by July 17th and within 10 business days of showing. Now that's what's actually going to say on the program that you give to your retail, but the within 10 business days is really up to you to enforce. It's to create a sense of urgency to get these bookings in. We also heard feedback from you that the early booking discount was a valuable tool. So you'll see that we actually doubled it from last year. So we went from a 2% to a 4%. So this gives you a little extra leverage to get those bookings in early. Now I'm going to go through our sales programs. So we have a few special programs that we've set up with around our core bottoms, a Sombrio one, and a Sugoi Mountain program. Please note as I go through the programs that the discounts on all the special programs are not stacking with the discounts earned on the base program, but do count towards a threshold attainment for the actual base program. So the first up is our Sugoi Core Bottoms program. So as I alluded to before, we're not doing a 40% discount like we did last year. However, we've added a new 10% level at a smaller quantity minimum, which allows for a little bit more participation. We made a very strategic decision in 2017, as I said earlier, to own that space within retail and to bump competitors out, which we very much succeeded on. But we wanted to follow up with a core bottoms program. So you'll see again, we're focusing on the same styles, the Evolution and RS bottoms, which are listed on the sheet. You'll see that we have a 10% and a 20% discount. So at 10%, it's a 25 quantity minimum, and that 20%, it's at a 50 quantity minimum. These are really attainable, which is what we wanted to create, especially even though everything has to be placed on one order, they can do it actually over 2 shipments. In the event a retailer earns a bigger discount based on the base program that I just talked about, the retailer will receive the greater of the 2 discounts. I'm just going to skip past the training slide and we'll move on to the Sugoi Mountain program. So for the Sugoi Mountain program, you'll see a 10% and a 15% level discount depending if you're booking at 1,500 or 2,500. All the styles that we're going to be including in this are the styles that Rob went over. So in our Pulse collection as well as our Trail collection are going to be included on this. Your deadline for this is going to be an August 4th deadline. And again, to qualify for this, it all must be on one order. And you will, in the event, again, just as a reminder that the retailer earns a bigger discount on the base program, they will receive the greater of the 2 discounts. And then for Sombrio, we did a little bit different. So we also did a 10 and 15% discount, again, on the 15 or the 2,500. But what you'll see is that on the Sombrio, we actually just did the Sombrio early booking program is strictly on the early booking incentive only. So that they must be in by July 17th. So you won't have that August booking deadline. You'll need to have it in by July 17th. This is the only program that we've done that is actually set up with this early booking deadline. So please note that in comparison to the other programs. And again, you'll be looking at that $1,500 or $2,500 thresholds. Sugoi Mountain and Sombrio early booking programs are actually set up to be combinable. We don't have anything written about this. However, we want to give you the opportunity to either book 2 separate programs or combine in one order. This allows you to really go with whatever suits the business best and what you think you'll get the most leverage off of. And then finally, while you're out selling, we wanted to do a killer deal program. So while you're out selling spring 18, we've actually done a killer program with spring 17 inventory. So this is something that the staff can get immediately. And again, we based it on 2017 inventory. You'll see here we have both bike and training styles listed. So they have access to all of this. You will get a discount code, but please note that the codes for the killer deal are only valid for 2 weeks and will be refreshed and sent out every other Monday during the booking period. So you'll need to make sure that you're keeping an eye out for that so that you can make sure that the retailers and staff have the appropriate code to receive their discount. And you'll see it's 65% off retail. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to get apparel onto staff, especially when you're in a bike shop where you know that last year we did the program around the RS and the Evolution. We didn't include Evolution on here just with some inventory, but we really focused on the RS. That you can actually take this opportunity to get those RS pieces onto staff, which are higher price point pieces. So, that's going to be your best opportunity to get sell through in the product that they have on the floor. Okay, so that's a general overview of our sales programs. Again, if you have any further questions, Harrison's happy to walk you through in more detail. I think we've set you up really well this season to have some programs that's going to make a dent in your sales. We are also going to go through a little bit of questions. There wasn't too many questions that came through, but we did have one question that came through asking about competitor analysis available for the core bottoms. We don't have any things structured around every core bottom right at this moment, but it's definitely something we'll talk about. And if we can pull that together, we will send that out to you for sure. The second question was on the full moon fabric with the RS Climbers jersey. Somebody was just asking about the fabric. So this is a really lightweight fabric for us at 105 GSM. It's very breathable. It does a great job of moving perspiration away from your body, as well as it's quick drying. So this allows for real comfort in those very hot conditions to create great airflow and great quick drying as well. So if you have any other questions than those two questions, again, please send them off to us. We will be happy to answer anything. You can continue to use Shaq's email and she will forward it to the applicable place. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to hand it over to Ian, who's just going to sign off with a little farewell. And good luck, you guys, on Spring 18, and let us know if we can do anything to help out.
Thanks, Terry, and thanks to the whole product team that pulled this together. You guys are our commercial team. You guys are a connection to the industry. You're a connection to our retailers. We worked really hard to try to give you guys clear messaging, clear programs, a brand you can be proud of, and product you can get behind. We're always looking for feedback. We're always looking for an opportunity to do better, but we can't do that without your feedback. So please reach out. Please give us some guidance. Please give us your insights from the field, and we'll be happy to put those into practice and make sure that we're behind you and supporting you. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you each very soon.